everyone, and welcome to another Is It Worth It? And I know while we're still on track and I haven't missed a week, I feel as though I need to release this on Thursday because over the weekend, like if I release it on Friday, which this one is going to be released on Friday, I realize that you guys are off on your weekends and so you don't actually get to watch it, or don't watch it, or you come back and it might not be there. Whatever the case may be, I think that I need to release it on Thursday. So we're gonna try and wrap these up to go a little bit quicker so that I can release on Thursday, film and release on Thursday. Now, before we get started, as you can see, I went ahead and left the filter, the little 1980s VCR filter, and I wanted to know what you guys thought. Should I leave this filter on, like at the beginning of the video, throughout the entire thing so it has that VCR look, which I'm always a fan of? Like, I'm a big 1980s kid, so you know, anything that reminds me of that gives me that nostalgia, I'm all for. But I understand that that might take away from some of the things that we're doing. Or would you like me to leave it like this? So please tell me in the comments below which one you think. Leave the VCR effect for the very beginning with the little guy in his office, or do we do it for the whole thing? Check it out, see what happens. Tell me, it's completely up to you. I'm good either way. So the last time we spoke, I was like smack in the middle of Big Lick Con. I was gonna go to Big Lick Con, and so Big Lick was fun. It was a lot of fun. They had a banner for me, and I was this close. I was this close from taking it home, and they said I could, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta take this. And then it was like, where am I gonna put it? Right? I don't have an office big enough to be like, oh yeah, I can put this over here and it'll be a nice little joke or whatnot. Because it would have took up like my entire wall, and then to have me screaming at myself, I mean, it might be actually good motivation, but I was sad that I couldn't take it with me, but it was really cool that that was happening. So that was fun. And you know, it was a lot of fun. I got to do a commission out of nowhere, right? So I got a commission. Apparently someone was looking for me for a while, and he was like, I got something for you. And he's like, I would like you to draw the blue marble. And I was like, all right, I got you. You know, and so that was really fun. I think I'm actually gonna put up on my table now that you can actually do commissions. So, because I realized that if you don't tell people you're doing commissions, they generally don't come to you to ask if you have commissions, unless of course you're a super big star and then everybody wants your commission work. So until then, I would have to tell people that I actually want to do commissions, which in the past I'm like, I don't really know, but I can have a commission list and be like, I can do this many. You know, we'll see. Maybe for the next one. The next one is Tidewater Comic Con, so we will try that. We're gonna check that out and see how that works. But the one bad thing that happened is that I bought more sketch covers. I didn't. I bought more sketch covers because now people at these shows that I frequent, right? They're like, oh, hey, how's it going? You know, we have a nice meet with the comic book store, and they're like, sketch covers, right? And like, oh, I'm up to 3 boxes now. You should check them out. And they always have something where I'm like, ooh, I don't have that. Or, ooh, that would be really cool. Or, ooh, I know what I can do here. So, alas, I bought some more. So now my box that I showed you in the last episode is super stuffed. Super duper stuffed. But, see, so I started drawing on it, right? We're gonna continue our G.I. Joe, Ninja-fy G.I. Joe series while we also Ninja-fy all kinds of other stuff. Now I know the Thunderbolts came out, right? And these Thunderbolts that are in this comic, which is what I was drawing, are not the Thunderbolts on the TV. But this book is very, very old, in my opinion. I mean, it still only costs $2.99, so you know it's old. And I had started this when I got it back then. It doesn't even tell me when it was done. So anyway, 2013 was the date on here. January 2013 is when the revolution starts. So, you know, 2013, a couple years old, and I started it with some scribbles, which I don't know if you can see, but I scribbled in the P-book, and then I just never did anything with it because I was like, meh. But I figured now, you know, we can put a red Hulk right in the middle, and we'll just add some add some of the Thunderbolt characters. So as you can see, I am starting on these sketchbooks. I am going to try and put a dent on them over the summer. Like, that is one of my big goals, is to hopefully put a dent in this. So yeah, so there's that. Like, I'm trying, like, so, but a big, like, put a dent in my money, because I did buy a lot, and I bought some for a friend, you know, because I know that he doesn't always look for them, and so I find ones that are really up his alley that he might not find, and I found like 3 or 4 of them. I was like, all right, let me pick these up. So I was really happy to do that. That was really fun. And then my daughter was there, and she had a good time. You know, it was a nice little show. Had a lot of fun. Got to go into the green room. It was very fancy, right? So I was very happy about that. So that was really cool. And then, you know, after that, I came in and tried to do some work, right? And I came back from the convention, and I rolled my ankle playing with my kids. Let me tell you, okay, so let me tell you something. I don't know if you're young or you're old, if you're active, if you're not. If you don't break it, goodness, and I know when you like break your leg and stuff like that, that it hurts for a while, but so this ankle has been giving me problems for some time, and they're like, there's nothing we can really do. You just got to keep strengthening it and stop doing stupid stuff. But but the healing time on a bruised ligament or a torn ligament instead of like a detached ligament is so much longer, and it's so stupid, and it always hurts. And man, let me tell you, I stopped doing everything because I'm just like, I can't put pressure on my foot, and so that was sad. That was sad, and so it put a damper on the book, right? The sketchbook challenge that I did only started like yesterday, and I have a couple pages that I've done, but I mean, I know for a fact that I am very behind on this, even though it is only the 5th day. I know that I'm very behind, for my own preference. Like, I'm gonna have to sit down and like dedicate some time to drawing and stuff like that. But you know, it sucks. Being injured really does put a damper, even if it is like, oh, well, it's not your hand, but it's your leg or your shoulder or something like that. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can't move, it hurts so bad, and you're down in Advil and stuff like that. It sucks. But alas, right? I kept powering through, and we were able to do, like, I started working on my newest watercolor painting. And let me tell you something. I finally figured out what I was gonna do with these, because I was doing them and I'm like, oh, these are fun and all, but what's the purpose? What am I doing? And I know that I'm trying to hone in my style to figure out what I want to do with this watercolor stuff and how I can set my stuff apart from other people and whatnot. And so I was like, all right, cool, let me find out what I'm doing. Life is great, we're doing these things, yada yada, right? And then it hit me, I was like, ooh, I could do trading cards. Like back in the day, trading cards where it had the little power stats and a little bit of information in the back. Like, I was like, ooh, yeah, that would be fun, right? So that's what I'm gonna do with these, and I'm probably gonna release like 5 of them a year and have them for conventions, you know, so it'll be like, ooh, you know, you gotta come and find them. And so I think I'm gonna do those trading cards, because then eventually I'll have a whole set and we can release the set with extra cards and stuff like that, you know. I think it would be really fun to do over time, and like as an anniversary or something, like, hey, here's the full set of trading cards. They're packaged and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm going to start off with these. This way it'll keep me going with my watercolor pieces, and we'll just keep moving on, being happy with doing them and creating characters and stuff like that. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So what else have I been up to over the past couple days? Streaming, you know, I've been streaming when I can. If I'm not at a show, I'm streaming. And recently I added some things like to the stream that you can redeem your points for. And I do like 1-minute ninjas, and then I did a 5-minute ninja. So you get a little color in there. You know, use my Olo markers we tested out the speed of the Olo marker to see if it could hold up. And So we're doing that, and I'm trying to figure out how to do it. And I have this book that I want to finish. I'm halfway done with it, so now I think I'm going to actually, anytime people redeem it, I'll put stuff in the book, right? Anytime you do a channel redeem, I'll put it in the book. So that's where we're going to go from there, I think. But if you don't follow me on the streams, please go on by, say hi. I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I would love to have you guys there, talk about ninjas, talk about the process of making a comic and all that kind of good stuff. Would love for you guys to come out and, just hang out, talk. Let's build this community together so that we can actually have a lot of fun and everyone feel connected to it. I would like that very much. Lastly, I had to, I don't know if you guys remember, I think I told you, but I bought a mic. So here's my new mic, the gaming mic. So I figured that would be fun enough. So I bought a mic. And then, video cameras and digital cameras and stuff are so accessible now. And so this one cost me $20, right? And if you've been following me on the streams, you notice that when I'm painting or doing markers or something like that, people will tell me, it's like, oh man, the color on that, it looks so good. I like the fact that it's orange. And it's like, oh, and it's pink. And it's like, I'm telling you, it's pink. And they're like, oh, the purple's great. And it's like, yeah, but that's blue. Like, it's light blue. It's not even like close. It's not, but it's like, no, that's light blue. It's like, well, it looks purple on the screen. I'm like, ugh. So I'm hoping, because the webcam I have is fairly old, and so I'm hoping that I can attach this and it be a little bit clearer, since it's a camera, and we can get some clearer pictures, and I'll be able to have the zoom right in the camera, so I can actually turn it and see what I'm actually looking at and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that this is going to give me a little bit more insight into how I'm filming, which would be great. So here's hoping that turns out well. So I'm trying to build, right? I'm trying to make this better for all of us and moving right along. And as the summer, now that the summer's, I'm settled in, now's the time to start putting out new content. If you haven't noticed, Is It Worth It went up on Wednesday. So, I'm starting to put those out. We're gonna start going into the study with me portion. I just gotta figure out which book I wanna start with. And so we're gonna do that. And yeah, so we're moving right along. Also, if you're not checking out the shorts that I'm putting out, so I'm doing the Life of Kaiser. This one I'm doing longer, right? But I did the Life of Kaiser in shorts, but I'm calling it Building an Empire. And it's just me literally going, hey, I filmed this, or, like I said, the first one was I was weeding. Then, I made a post about being outside, staying healthy, just trying, be able to do all the things you want to do and stuff like that. When I'm eating, it's like, hey, here, we're out, we're doing this. When I'm at a show, I'm like, hey, we're at the show, come check it out, blah, 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 and all these things that have to deal with building an empire. But the one thing that I want to know, and I'm talking to you guys first in the long format content, viewers, and then I'm going to go to the shorts one. I'm going to film this a little later. But I want to know if, outside of just doing the art, right? So when you see me and I'm doing the art, or I'm showing you that I've been working the sketchbook or something like that, would you rather see my face and I tell you what I'm doing? Like, oh, well, I'm about to get ready for streaming, and here's my setup for today's thing, and I show you, and it's like, or afterwards I'm like, wow, that was super difficult, like all this was wrong, this wasn't working, blah, blah, blah. And I show my face as I'm talking to you, and then, reverse the camera and show what's on the table, or stuff like that, right? Or just show the table or the art and, possibly talk over it, but you don't see me. So I don't know which one would do better, whether it's see me and the art, or just show the work, the art, and stuff like that. I'm too new with this. It's only been like a week. Well, no, it's a week and a half, something like that. So it's only been like a week and a half of trying this format out and seeing, and it's getting better, right? Like the views are going up on that, so that's exciting. So I guess something's working, but just curious as to what you'd want to see, right? Because the whole idea is for us to build. I want to build a community. I'm going to be talking more on the community channel. I've said something already. I'm going to post something today. Hopefully, I'll be able to post every single day on the community page. Since I'm already posting every day on Shorts, I'm hoping to post on the community tab as well. And so I'm just really trying to figure out what it is you guys would like so we can get some more interactivity, and I can start doing things like contests or random raffles and stuff like that. But I don't want to hold any of these things if nobody's going to come off and do it, right? And if it's only one person, that kind of defeats the purpose. So I'm trying to build a community so that we can all enjoy ninjas and comics, and maybe even have ninja watch parties and stuff like that on Discord. I don't know, but looking to have some fun. And like I said, I want to build a community because I think it would be really great to just have artists and gaming lovers and comic lovers and ninjas and just everything, and I want a place to share and all kinds of good stuff like that. So please let me know what you guys think. Talk in the community tab. Just come interact with me, please. Oh, and lastly, the other thing is the Kickstarter, right? We re-released the Kickstarter at a lower goal line so that we can actually get it. I can get these alternate covers out to you guys. So if you haven't checked it out, please go check out the new Kickstarter. The link will be in the description below, but please check it out. And if you can, please go ahead and drop some coin there. And if not, just share it for me, please. There's about 9 days left. It was only up for, like 14 days. So I only wanted to re-release right afterwards and be like, hey, it didn't fun, but I want to try and get this out. So if we please, if we could get you guys to actually support it, we can get this out and really move this thing forward, okay? And then with the community build, who knows what's to come. But let's rally together and make this happen, okay? That's it for today. I think next week will be more art and film heavy because, well, I need to get some stuff done. I need to work on the book and all this stuff. So yeah, so please drop me a line if you have any comments. Go ahead and drop it in the comments below, and I would love to hear from you guys and see what you're looking for in this community that we have here of the Ninja Empire. Thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified every single time that I drop new content. Once again, thank you so very much, and I will see you at the next episode.